Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Amy Prokopis, and I am an author of young adult novels such as the young adult science fiction, The Arena, and the young adult fantasy romance, Guardians of the Sixth Gate. The sequel to that book comes out in the spring, and it is called Shade of the Shadowlands. So welcome to my channel. I wanted to talk a little bit about where I am editing, because I am editing Shade of the Shadowlands. And last night I had a live stream on YouTube. I also went live on TikTok. And it was pretty successful. I edited chapters 1 through 8, and some things that I noticed. One, as far as editing goes, I don't have a ton of edits to do. The plan is to add in a couple scenes because I feel like I'm missing some things. I think it'll make the book stronger. But a lot of my edits that I made were just like general grammar, structure, like the actual craft part. So I did a lot of that. I got up to chapter 9 last night, and I noticed that as I went, I was starting to adjust more sentences and rewording than the ones I had marked, which I guess is a good thing because it means that those will be good and increased. But I'm trying not to focus too terribly much on line edits. I'd kind of like to get through the basics, get into adding in those scenes, and then maybe go through some line edits. But I don't know, we'll see. We'll have to see about that though, because it's really hard not to do those things when you see them the first time around. So I may just end up making those line edits as I'm reading through the book. There's also, I have the same spelling issue that I had in Guardians of the Sixth Gate. So I need to go back to that book and make sure that the spelling I used there matches the spelling here. It's more of like a capitalization thing. So I need to double check that. So far, so good though. I had intended to bring you guys along with me and update you for the editing process last night as I went, but the live stream and the TikTok live was so good that I just missed it. So sorry about that. I will try to do better as far as the editing goes with that in the future. Hi, it's been a couple days. I just thought I would check in to give an update. It is Tuesday now. The last time you saw me was on my live stream. So I went live on TikTok at 8 on Sunday, and then at 8:20 we started live on YouTube. That's going to become a Sunday tradition. Doing that, I've had a lot of fun. Every single week I've got more people joining me on YouTube and on TikTok. It's just a really fun way to connect with people online, so be on the lookout with that. I've edited a little since and just forgot to film. So I am currently at chapter 17 now in in Shade of the Shadowlands. So I've left a couple tabs. You can kind of see them here. They're orange because they're plot things I want to come back to. I think I've already fixed a lot of them. Some of these places are where I'm going to be inserting more scenes. I've said in the past that I don't feel like there's enough tension. There's a lot of, we see that the characters are frustrated and that there's this romance being suppressed. We see that because the characters are talking about it a little bit and they're also like individually feeling it. But I don't feel like we're seeing like enough reason or backstory to that. It's a little bit of, I want to be in love with this person, but I can't because I know something they don't. And that's kind of it. We're hearing it's reading a little like a telenovela, honestly. So I'm inserting more scenes because I think it will make the plot more interesting. Also, it'll add to some of the mystery behind the villain in this book. So the villain in this book is someone that we hear about in book 1. So Tori's first like real big attack. In the real big attack, the ferryman drags her back through the gate and she ends up in the Shadowlands, essentially. And she's helped to escape by a witch that is trapped there along with her. The witch cannot save herself, but she sees a way to save Tori, and she does, which is super nice of her. But she helps her get out, and as Tori is leaving, she sees a tapestry along this wall on the way out of the castle. And on the tapestry are 3 really big figures in the world of the Shadowlands. There's the ferryman, there's this second woman that's dressed as this warrior with a big sword, and then there's the Shadow Mistress. There's the Shadow Mistress. So we see those 3 characters, and book 2 is heavily about the second character, that warrior, which is a shade. So that's where this whole shade idea comes in. That's why Shade of the Shadowlands, it is about a shade. If you know any kind of mythology behind shades, they are supposed to be like ghosts or imprints of somebody who has passed, essentially. So they're living on Earth, but they are living on Earth as an imprint of somebody that came before. So that is a shade, essentially. And that idea is how the shade is tied to the mortal world, is that there's something that is enabling the shade to be in the mortal world, and she's now after Tori for the same reasons the Shadowlands is out for Tori in book 1, which is her blood. Holy moly, that was a lot of backstory for maybe no reason, but that's what I'm working on, and I've been editing. I'm up to chapter 17, and I'm going to try and work through a lot tonight because I still have all of these purple tabs, and I can come back to the orange ones because there's not very many, because I actually have some scene writing to do. But with the little chunks of time I have, I really want to get through as many of the purple tabs as I possibly can so that I can get them out of the way and actually do the writing part, which is the fun part. Because I need to start prepping for beta readers. I've actually started putting together my Google form for that, and I plan on putting that out this week so that I can get beta readers to read and give me feedback on Shade of the Shadowlands. Here's to hoping I can get a ton done tonight. I just finished all of the grammar, the structure, the purple edits, or the purple tabs. Here's what's left. These are the orange tabs, which are plot things. So a lot of them are places where I'm going to insert scenes or things I just want to double check for continuity between Shade of the Shadowlands and Guardians of the Sixth Gate, those kinds of issues. There are a couple, a little larger things that they're not actually that big of an issue. Now that I've read through the book, there are some reveals that I may actually rip out of this book and insert into book 3. So there really aren't very many issues. I'm pleasantly surprised because there were some things I needed to go in and adjust with Guardians of the Sixth Gate. Maybe it's because I already know this world and there's only, within like the series, there's only so many, there's more constraints. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But I just finished. I got all the way to the end of the book. I'm going to go to sleep. And tomorrow I'm going to try and tackle some of these orange tabs and start looking at where and what I might write in to insert my new scenes. So, good night. I will see you later. Hi, hello. We are in Tulsa. So Alex had a conference this weekend that started Friday, today, and then went through the weekend. So I took a personal day for Friday, today. That's why I'm here. And while he is working on conference stuff, I am doing a little bit for my day job, but having my own like mini writing retreat. So I'm getting ready to walk down to a cafe to try and do some writing. I have finished a lot of the edits for Shade of the Shadowlands. I've done the grammar edits, the structure, and now what I'm going to work on today, I'm going to try and maybe outline some scenes, sort of decide where I want to drop them in. There is a reveal in this book that I'm thinking about ripping out and putting into Mistress of Shadows. I'm actually leaning heavily that direction, so I'd kind of like to make that decision today. Also, I kind of want to reach out to my editor to see what her timeline is. That way I can hopefully get on the books for her to get my book edited. So that way I'll be on track for my publishing date. That's something I haven't revealed yet, and I've been kind of waiting until I know more with my editor and cover designer. So we'll see. All of those things I want to try to accomplish today. We'll see. I had the best night of sleep. So I slept in until about 10:30 and I feel like a whole new person. So I must have not been resting well at all, because I almost feel a little bit like I could go back to sleep and like take a nap and feel even better. But I'm glad that I slept in. It's been a great day so far. Let's hope that we can get lots of writing done. So I just sat down to do some more editing for Shade of the Shadowlands. I reached out to my editor just to try and get her on the books, but I've not finished editing yet. So tonight in the live stream, I still need to write and add in this new scene edition. I think it's just going to be the one. I go back and forth a little bit. I'm leaning towards just this one scene, and I decided to put it in there and then maybe see what my feedback is from my beta readers and my editor before I decide for sure. So that's the last thing to go. But earlier when I was in a live stream with Jen, well, I guess yesterday in a live stream with Jen, I typed up sort of a work in progress, so it's still a rough draft of the book blurb. And I was wondering, would you guys like to hear it? Okay, let's hear it. The entire town of Burbank, Colorado is still reeling from the night of the BHS homecoming dance. Tori and her circle of guardians may be safe from the ferryman, but they know that the Shadow Mistress won't rest for long. After the circle gains a surprising new member, they feel safer than ever, but things quickly take a turn. Tori discovers that there are more strange things about her abilities than they first thought, and while this makes hunting demons easier, her newfound talents are far from comforting. First, there are the voices. Then, her dreams become reality, and she's stalked by a classmate she knows to be dead. Tori decides to keep it all from the circle. The last thing she needs is Jamie's worry, especially after what happened at homecoming. The tension between them only worsens after the sudden appearance of an old friend, further separating Tori from Jamie and leading her to keep more secrets. She must decide between coming clean and strengthening her circle against the Shadow Mistress, or staying quiet to keep fate at bay. Woo! Hello, it's been a hot second. By hot second, I mean it's actually been like a couple of weeks since I have filmed anything for this editing video, but I have completed the editing of Shade of the Shadowlands, at least this first round. So let me tell you what I'm working on now and where we are as far as publication for Shade of the Shadowlands. I finished my edit and I just sent off Shade of the Shadowlands to my beta readers. So it is currently in their hands. They will write their feedback, give it back to me. I will make some adjustments, hopefully minor adjustments. And then it goes to my professional editor. I already have her on the books. She starts the first week of March. So March will be the big editing month. So I've done the biggest part, which is going through the rough draft, fixing things. That's the hard part. That's what this video covered. There will be a few more minor editing tweaks along the way. I probably won't film a separate video for that, but know that editing is not 100% finished. There's always going to be a little more to do as it goes towards publication, but that is where we are. And for the sake of this video, I'm done. Yay! So thanks for following me along with this video. I hope you all really enjoyed it and were able to see sort of the way that I currently edit my books. I am looking at revamping how I go about editing them for the future, so it may look different coming up soon. I will, of course, share that with you guys and show you the new process. But that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you like the video down below. Subscribe. If you like bookish content, I try to post twice a week and go live once, so 3 times a week on YouTube. I'm also super active on social media, so go over to Instagram, TikTok, follow me there. I post daily, multiple times. Let's be friends. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.